welcome to World War G. I'm Troy.
Oh, Troy's a part of this. What a jerk.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? Oh, you race cars?
I just hit myself in the face with that. So, before we get going here with today in Geek History, I have a couple bones to pick with you.
Okay.
Okay, well, I take that back. I'm not picking bones. I want an explanation on a couple of things.
Deal.
Okay?
And I have a bone to pick, and this is a legit bone to pick with Amazon and driving. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, last Sunday,
Yes.
we went down to Salt Lake to go to that, what was it called?
The Art Comic Expo type of deal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bunch of Disney, Star Wars art, stuff like that. So we head down there. We're trucking down there.
Yes.
We get there. We're walking down the convention center, and we decide that we're going to get something to eat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So I say, well, I'll pay for lunch because you drove down, so you
Yes.
know. So, so across the street from the convention center is a restaurant, just right there, right across the street. And I knew that because I was looking on my phone for food nearby.
I don't think, they have, specific hours.
They were open.
Were they?
They were.
Oh, my hell. We could have just went there.
I know.
Yeah. You're like,
So, okay.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking on my phone. So, what about, there's this place. I think it's called Stone Cold, or I don't know, Stone something. And you just kind of looked at it and just kind of made a noise and just kept on walking. And then, hang on.
Yeah.
And then there was some sort of tiki bar or something across the street from that. You asked me about that, and I said, I think it's like a tiki bar or something. You just kept on walking. Then we go to City Creek. And there's many restaurants there.
They were all dead.
They were all closed.
They were all closed.
Because it was Sunday.
Yeah.
So you just kept on walking. And then I'm still looking on my phone trying to find some place. We get to Subway, saying, okay, you're interested in that. It's closed on Sunday.
Right.
Okay. You just keep on walking. And so we get to this intersection. I'm like, okay, great. Get out the phone again. I'm looking. Where can we go? You just take off across the street.
Yeah.
And so I got to catch up with you.
Right.
And we're just walking down the streets. You have some particular place in mind, I think. And
I did. That pizza joint that I was looking for.
And that's the thing. You told me. And I was looking on the phone. There are no pizza places next to us. Anywhere.
Because I'd met this, this was 2 years ago or something, met this one girl down in Salt Lake for a date. And we went to this pizza shop and then ended up walking around. And yeah. But so that's why I was I remember it being really super good and you could buy it by the slice.
Well, okay. So here's where my wanting an explanation comes in.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just sit down and decide where to go?
I forget that Troy hates walking.
It's not that I hate walking. Although at that point I was in pain, yes.
Yeah.
My back.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least tell me what your plan is, because you didn't even tell me what you were doing.
No. Well, kind of with saying that, okay.
Once we actually
yeah. So that first place that we went to, I was just it looked like it was a nightclub. So I was just well, I don't even know if they have food or what they would have. I guess we could look, but then I was just whatever. I know there's a Subway just down the street.
See, but you're not telling me this. This is all in your head as you keep walking down the street.
Okay, yeah. So here's the explanation.
Okay.
I'm trying to give my side of the story.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so then we get to Subway and it's closed. I'm damn it. Okay, I remember there being a pizza joint. I'm pretty sure it was on this street. It was actually, I looked it up later on. It was on the next street down. But I didn't say this. I didn't vocalize this. I'm just no. Okay. Then we go walking across the street and we get to this it smelled like ass, but it was some sort of what restaurant? Vietnamese, wasn't it? I'm sure it's amazing, and I love interesting food, and I was really half tempted to be hey, how about here? Yeah. And I was gonna say that in my head, but I'm just no. Troy's got a finicky stomach, and he'll
Wait a minute, see, you didn't even ask me. You didn't even talk to me about it.
Yeah, and then we went to this one place. Oh, that was the funniest part. Okay, so we sit down in the first bar,
Right.
and it was a legit bar, and there's this dude, like, there was about 10 other people that were just day drinking. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, it's like 2 in the afternoon, dude.
Yep,
Like,
yep,
you got
yep.
nowhere to go if you start too early. But yeah, I could smell the beer on him for sure. But we were just like, oh, I wonder if they have any food. Because they set down menus, and it was just like their wine list,
Mhm.
and it had like all sorts of different alcohols and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm not feeling like a drink right now, you know?
No.
And then the guys are like, oh, well, they have sandwiches. And they're fucking like little sandwiches wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
And they look like something. What did you say?
It's like when you went on a field trip in elementary school
Yeah.
and they gave you a sack lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it looked like.
That's legit what it looked like. So we just up and left. I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
We just ditched that place.
Yeah, and then we get to the other place. That food was really good,
It
though.
was really good.
I was like pleasantly surprised. Those potato chunk wedges,
Mhm.
fries.
Yeah, we ended up
Deal.
eating brunch at a place called the Down Under Bar.
Cause yeah, we'd already like made up our mind. We looked at the menu, and we were going to get something else completely different. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, we're serving only brunch until 3." It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Those people next to us were really super loud.
Yeah, there were it was a gay couple and a couple of their friends, and they were talking about, they were very loud. And apparently they knew, like, the owner of this place.
Oh yeah.
And so they were doing, like, shots and stuff and talking about the rooftop barbecue they were going to have with, like, oysters and Chardonnay. So I'm not going to lie, it sounded like a good fucking time.
It
but
did. I was like, hey, can we get an invite?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
But yeah, they were
she
loud.
sure spent a lot of time over there.
Yes, she did.
Like,
Not so much over with us, but
yeah.
whatever. So, okay.
So
That's
there's
fine.
that.
I'm just saying, in the future, if I could be let in on the plans,
Right.
I would appreciate it.
Vocalize it.
Yeah.
I do that like all too often.
I
It makes
know.
perfect sense in my head. And I'll even like start sentences mid-sentence. And like, I've already said all this other stuff in my head and then vocalize the
Mhm.
rest. Okay, so here's now my beef with Amazon.
Okay.
You know, as a worker yourself there.
As an Amazon
Okay.
driver, yes.
So this dude, I was going on. I just picked up all these groceries. I'd gotten some eggs. I'd gotten like a ton of other stuff from the Walmart on 193 Antelope, and I was headed east, okay, towards the mountain. And as I was driving along there, I might have been speeding a little bit, but I was driving. And I was,
Shocking.
nah, I
You
know.
speed?
Okay, although,
Shocking.
were you a little impressed with my driving when we went down there?
It was much better, yes.
Much better, less texty.
Yes, less texty, less speedy.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
less
was-
life-threatening-y.
Yeah. You only had to grab like the oh shit bar handle
Yeah,
once
just
or
like
twice.
once.
Yeah.
It was fine.
But that was because of the road anyways. But those heated seats were pretty damn nice.
Yes,
Feeling
heated
warm?
seats on my bad back were
Yeah.
very good.
Which is really funny because you're like, oh man, I should have grabbed some ibuprofen before we even like started. Okay, but back to my story.
Yeah.
So I was driving along in the right lane. It's a 2-lane road, and I was driving along, and I was getting to where, you know, if you stay in that right lane, you have to turn and head down to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
But I hadn't passed that far. So there's a big church here, and then there's like one final street before you can either take a left to head to like Ogden or take a right to head down to Salt Lake. And I was coming along and going just fine, and the Amazon driver, decides to take a left in front of me, but he went through 2 lanes of traffic, then past the median, past that lane, and gets in the fucking lane to go to Salt Lake, like right in front of me. And here I'm doing like, I think it was like 80, 85, something like that. I was booking it along. All of a sudden, he's there right in front of me. I'm like, what? Like, he saw me. Like, there was plenty, like, he shouldn't have gone. It would just barely cleared up on his side. So he just, like, zips it across. And I have to, like, hit my brakes. But even then, I'm not going to, like, slow down in time before I hit the back of him. So I have to go over into, like, the shoulder. And I'm hoping that there's none of shit. Because a lot of times, like, especially in Utah, there's a lot of the shoulders There's like flat tires, ripped up
Yeah,
whatever, rocks, like all sorts of shit. So I kind of hit that gravel, kind of slid a little bit, and then he just like goes on along on his merry way and heads to Salt Lake. I was so fucking pissed. I'm like, oh man, my eggs are gonna be busted up, and like all my food, everything that was in my passenger seat was now like on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, my phone, I don't even know where everything was. I was like kind of shooken up a little bit by it, but like that motherfucker. And then he had a bumper sticker that said, "How's my driving?" And I was like,
Should have called.
my phone was on the ground as well.
Right, yeah.
Or I would have.
Right.
But
well, it was nobody I worked with because we don't go to Layton.
okay.
But I'm guessing, here's what I'm guessing happened. First of all, Amazon drivers don't have a whole lot of training, number one.
Yeah.
We go on this course and then they kind of take us around like this very like industrial area, which doesn't even, it's not even going to train you for when you go to like neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I'm guessing the navigation in his van on his device, he wasn't paying attention to it. And then he realized he had to get off, and so he just zipped over.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Instead of going down a little bit, turning around and going
Plus,
back.
there's a lot of vehicle on the right-hand side of him,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, compared to being able to see, I don't know.
And here's the other thing. I know he could see you because there's cameras in those vans.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we have a display. Like, we can see
all the way around.
all the 360 degree
Mhm.
around us.
Yeah.
So he knew you were there, but he was, yeah.
What a yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my beef with Amazon.
That's fair. That's fair. I do have one more thing.
Yes.
That okay.
You want an explanation about?
Yes. So we get to the convention center.
Yeah.
We're going around looking at this stuff. We decide we're going to interview the two artists.
Yeah.
I interview the one.
Did you ever get an email back from the other dude?
No.
Okay.
I interview the one, the gal,
Megan,
I think. And they were waiting in line for the other guy because he was like signing pictures and stuff. Then I ask you, do you want to interview him? And you're like, no.
No, I didn't wait that long, dude. I said it pretty quickly. Like when you asked, I'm like, no. Like
the whole reason we were down there was your idea.
Right.
This whole thing was
we
your
got a lot
idea.
of footage, and you got your Mother's Day gift.
We did.
Yeah.
Which is currently hanging over the stairs.
Had I, because a lot of the times what we'll do is we'll stand in front of this is at Comic-Con, we'll stand in front of whoever we're going to interview or whatever, and kind of like come up with a couple of different questions. And we'd come up with a couple of questions like that were kind of a little bit more, I feel like they were tailored towards her, and I could have asked that, but you got to be in the right mindset, and you know that just as well as I do. That you have to be like, okay, yep, this is the question, this is the order. I'm going to listen to what they say, and go off of that.
All right.
But I feel like we still got some good information.
All right. You just needed prep time.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of seconds to be, because we were next. Like we were legit like next in line. But it was really cool. I thought it was great that they were doing like they were personalizing each one of the paintings.
Yeah, and I shot some footage.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know where I'm gonna throw it up. YouTube, maybe our Facebook page or some. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, find it eventually. All right. Well, now that all that's out of the way,
I feel like Troy has been thinking about this like the entire week, or
I have been
mulling over it. Really?
I have been.
Like, we walked around all of Salt Lake City.
But here's the thing: my back now actually feels okay because I was stretching out in back of my van because I have like 30 minutes when I get there.
Yeah.
And I was stretching out. I had my legs crossed, my ankles crossed, and I was pushing my legs out like I was stretching, right? And there was a deep, deep, deep pop in my lower back.
Oh,
like
snap.
in the bowels.
Yeah.
And my pain just went, pew. Like,
that's such nice. I'll lay on my back sometimes and kind of like, I'll do the different stretches and stuff and different poses, and that one really helps. Oh, one that they like to recommend is you're kind of like in this, you do like a arched back, and then also like the other direction.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you some of these other ones, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But like
you just hear that pop.
Yeah. I've been in constant like chronic pain for over a year. And finally, I think I was able to get those vertebrae moving
Right.
where they kind of released, and oh my gosh.
And like the chiropractor wasn't able to
Felt
do it,
so
but like
good.
you were able to.
Yeah. I went to the chiropractor like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And he was working me over and nothing was happening, which is kind of why I just kind of stopped going.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever, I'll just do it
I
myself.
don't blame you. It feels like he almost does it as an afterthought a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't feel like as much of a priority. Okay, we'll do this. There you go.
Yeah.
It's
like the
can
way
we make it personable?
Yeah, it's like the way he does it. It's kind of like chain chiropractor.
Yeah.
Chiropractic, I guess. Where it says you go in, you sit on the thing, you lay on the thing, you go over, do this, blah, blah, blah. Next, lay on the thing, blah, blah, blah. Next. And it's just...
rather than it feeling like very personable, or they're actually like looking for those target things, or if you don't go ahead and say like, hey, this individual, like this area hurts, or this won't even touch it.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal.
And he knows my problem.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, we'll just do this, and she'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to need to look for a new one as well. Just like I only go there. I've only gone like maybe once or twice a year, just every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. I feel some like good pops and cracks and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. But that was such a relief. Oh my gosh.
I would totally, my favorite thing is that bed. You put those little electro things on you, and then you're laying on the bed and just kind of. I'm like, I looked into it. I looked how much they like to purchase them. They're a couple of grand for those beds. But I'm like, damn, that'd be so nice. I'd sleep on that sucker.
Oh yeah,
right? Just like fall asleep.
That'd be really nice.
Wake up a couple hours later after it's just like the whole time.
But we need chiropractors because we're old men. Bodies ain't what they used to be.
I had a bulging disc or whatever, and now it's great. I can still go pro.
All right. Let's get to Today in Geek History.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Today in Geek History.
Today, May 15th. So all the way back in 1928, the first Mickey Mouse film is screened. A 6-minute film. Care to guess what it was?
I think it's Steamboat Willie.
Nope. It's called Plane Crazy.
Oh, Plane Crazy.
Directed by Walt Disney, shows Mickey trying to fly an airplane in reference to the Charles Lindbergh. Today Mickey Mouse is one of the world's most recognized characters and the official mascot of Walt Disney Company. So, what's crazy about that is this was a couple of years ago. I was reading this article where more kids recognized Mickey Mouse than Jesus Christ. I was like, oh, wow. That's interesting.
I recognize Mickey Mouse instead of Jesus.
If I saw both of their silhouettes, like the ears, yeah. So 1930, the first airline stewardess goes on duty. Ellen Church and her team served snacks on United Airlines. They were going from Oakland to Chicago. The first attendees were also responsible for refueling the aircraft, handling the luggage, and checking tickets.
Oh, damn.
All right. I was like, that's quite a responsibility. These women out there just like doing it all. Because they'd have to like throw on the luggage, check tickets. Well, I guess check tickets, grab the luggage, throw it on there. Man, that was quite a process. Now they've kind of like
the plane.
Streamlined the process a little bit, right? Get a couple other people out there doing this job.
Yeah, now they got grunts out there working.
Exactly.
Doing that job.
They get paid really super well, actually. Just like my buddy, he did for a while. He was just throwing luggage onto those little carousel things. Making $24 an hour.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
So 1940, the first McDonald's fast food restaurant opened. Maurice or Mac and Richard Dick McDonald opened McDonald's barbecue bar BQ in San Bernardino. Today, McDonald's is one of the largest fast food chains. The most knowledge that I have about McDonald's and the formation of it is the founder.
Yep.
I feel like they did a pretty good job.
It's fairly accurate.
It really honestly is.
Yeah.
The other crazy thing is at the very end, they said McDonald's feeds 1% of the world every single day.
I believe it.
That is so damn crazy.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like when I was over in Europe, I had McDonald's once and KFC, and it's so damn nice and clean, and the people are friendly and always so helpful and stuff. Here, just like it's kind of a high school job.
Yep.
Nobody gives a fuck. Like you do whatever.
Yep. Here's your food. Get the fuck out. Speaking of which.
Yes.
Oh, are you done?
No,
you got
yeah.
more?
Oh no,
Okay, go ahead. I'll tell my
okay.
story after.
So, May 15th, 2020, the movie Scooby! The first full-length animated Scooby adventure, was released.
Okay.
And yeah, so back to McDonald's.
Well, not McDonald's, but
Fast food restaurants.
yeah, it's it's fast coffee.
Okay.
So Dutch Bros.
Yes.
Love Dutch Bros.
Mm-hmm.
I get a
Some of their stuff is way too damn sweet, though.
I like sweet.
Well, no, like when you have like the whole drizzle on the side, then the caramel, then.
Oh, I don't get all that shit.
Oh no.
No.
Like if you're getting a regular coffee and stuff, it's
Yeah.
great. I'm just saying, like you're talking about the one in Riverdale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of
Really,
my coworkers, they'll come in and they'll have like these like really super fancy drinks, and I'm like, it kind of reminds me of like when Starbucks does like a unicorn or like those random ass drinks that are like just more showy than anything else. That's what they always constantly bring in. I'm like, damn. I looked it up a couple of times. I'm not like super big into counting calories, but I'll occasionally like look, dude, those are about 2,000 calories just for one fucking drink. I'm like, that's your whole calories for the day.
Or I'll go and get like an iced Kokomo or something. It's like a mocha latte. It's good stuff. Anyway.
Yes.
But the reason I bring it up is because going there in that line and seeing inside there it's chaotic. It's chaos in there.
Yeah.
Because they're all high school kids.
Mhm.
Two, they're blaring like loud music in there.
Right.
They're talking to their friends in line.
Mhm.
I almost got hit the other day.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a car full of teenagers. I'm sitting there waiting in line. I'm getting myself and the GF a drink, right?
Mhm.
And they get their stuff, and there's a car ahead of them talking to the person at the window because apparently they're friends.
Yeah.
And so they start to back up.
Yeah.
And here I'm sitting here, so all of a sudden I gotta hurry and throw it in reverse and back up.
Were you able to hit the horn at all?
No,
You checked
it's
it?
funny. In that situation, I don't think of hitting the horn.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I didn't.
just not my
I was kind of
instinct.
pissed off that I didn't hit the horn on the Amazon driver, but
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's not my instinct.
And that kind of crap happens to me all the time at Dutch Bros. Not almost getting hit, but it's just
No, just in general.
It's
Troy,
just
you're
chaos
you're
there.
invisible.
it's chaos there.
It is. Yeah, they open up a franchise, hire like random ass kids,
Mhm.
and hope for the best.
Yeah, like the medium age of people working there has got to be 18.
I'll usually typically
that.
go up to the window itself, like, but then. This is just more of a beef in general. I find it so dang funny that you'll pay for your coffee and stuff, and then they'll turn it around and say, do you want to like give 15, 18, or 20% of a tip? I'm like, I drove here. I'm picking up the drink, and I'll still occasionally just like hit, all right, 15% or whatever, you know?
Really, for me, it's like it's just dollar amounts, like 1, 5, or whatever.
Okay.
I'll usually just hit the $1.
Yeah.
$1.
Like, I'll give you $1.
Yeah.
But it just seems so funny when, like, a lot of restaurants will do that nowadays when you drive there, pick up your food, and do that. And like, here you go.
Yeah, most of the time, I'm just like, no tip.
Yeah.
Like, what am I tipping you for?
Yeah.
Doing your job?
I want one of those at my work. So I can just flip it around and just be like,
Yeah.
or put a tip jar up there.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I've only had 2 people. Like, there was one lady that I actually built her chairs for her and also assembled a barbecue grill for another person.
Mhm.
And they gave me, I think like $20 or something.
Yeah,
But-
I've been tipped a few times too.
Really?
Yeah.
For dropping off a package?
Mhm.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That, like, they happen to be there. Like, so do you kind of hope that somebody's there when you're
No.
delivering it?
I mean, it's nice, but I definitely notice. But it happens like once every 2 or 3 months. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't happen that much. Yeah, but it's like it's gonna be like $20.
Nice.
Kind of nice. Yeah.
You like hope for the rich neighborhoods and also like the
Mhm.
like people are there.
But not so rich that that they just completely ignore you and just don't even know you exist, and just think that their packages magically appear on their porch.
It's like, oh, it's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Somebody did this. Yeah. Oh, the help delivered it.
Yeah. Oh, it must have been. Must have been the help went down and got it for us. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be that like that medium. There's a sweet spot,
There
Rich.
is.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is. Yep.
Not too far apart from the common working man.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
They still know the struggle.
But not the common working man, because they don't tip shit.
Oh no, not at all.
All right. Let's get to this week in Geek.
This weekend.
Geek.
So, would you like to buy an NFT of Madonna's vagina?
No.
Well, you can if you want to.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Because Madonna is selling a 3D model of her vagina in NFT graphic auction. Madonna has unveiled a bizarre new project, releasing a series of explicit NFT graphics, including a 3D model of her vagina, to be auctioned off for charity. The 63-year-old singer teamed up 63.
Jeez.
Teamed up with non-fungible token extraordinaire Beeple to create a series of X-rated graphics showing her fully nude and giving birth to butterflies, insects, and trees, the New York Post reports. Called, quote, Mother of Creation, the NFT collection will be sold for charity. Also includes a 3D model of Madonna's vagina, which is on full display in cartoon form on the collection's highly, don't say we didn't warn you, NSFW website. They have a link. I'm clicking on it. Let's see it. So, explain. I think you've done this one. I'm still not understanding NFTs.
It's basically digital art or digital whatever. So, give you a really good example of this. This guy, what you'll do a lot of times is you'll create an NFT and you can sell it to other people. And then when it gets resold, you as the creator get a portion of that, the proceeds. So you can create like a whole line of them, or you can do like more pictures or art, whatever the heck you want, right? That also, the owner of the NFT also is entitled to whatever, like a Patreon, whatever else like comes along with it, whether it's like a front row tickets to Madonna's next concert or whatever it is, right? Say it was like you as an artist, if you are doing some sort of an event, or if you're a spokesperson, and you can even like create NFT tickets that people can purchase, and then they can go to your show, your concert, whatever you like. But you get a proceed of it, and when it's resold, you also get a portion of those.
Interesting. Okay.
There's definitely some money to be made in it, but at the same time, I don't know if it's just a fad, you know. Like,
it's definitely a fad. 100%. So, okay, there's robotic centipedes crawling out of it.
Nah, really?
Yeah.
Does it look like it's kind of cleaned up a little bit? Like, you know how a lot of Madonna's stuff is like photoshopped, her photos?
Oh yeah, I don't think this is a one-for-one perfect recreation of her lady bits.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Like the question gets asked, are there any either lady bits or man bits of any celebrities or any people that you would actually like be willing to buy?
I think we all know the answer to that.
Anna?
Yes.
Her NFTs go on sale.
So I paused the screenshot.
Yeah.
If you can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, yeah. They definitely cleaned that stuff up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, Madonna. Whatever. You do you, I guess. I just don't know anybody who's gonna buy this.
No.
That's all
You'd have to be a
saying.
huge Madonna collector fan or something to
Yeah.
even care enough to purchase it. Does it say price, what the starting bid is?
Mm-mm. I don't believe so. Let me see. The auction opens on Wednesday on Super Rare. So I don't know.
We'll get to see what it goes for.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, if you're a super fan of Madonna, have fun with that.
That's pretty. I don't know. I guess like you have to be like really super body positive and all for it.
And I'm all about that. I just personally wouldn't buy that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Now, if I had the opportunity with Madonna, I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. Just for the experience.
Yeah.
And to say I did, but
Yeah, yep. See that, Madonna?
But
I did that.
That's just me.
The original Married with Children cast reunite for an animated reveal. According to Deadline, the project is currently being pitched to networks and streamers. The show is being overseen by one of the producers of Family Guy. This is what they had to say. The new take on the 1987 Fox sitcom, written by Family Guy executive producer Alex Carter, who served as showrunner for Sony Pictures Television, which owns and distributes the original series, has been working on an animated project for over a year and close to a deal. For Married with Children. They do have the original cast back. The original show ran on Fox for 11 seasons. They will have to, I believe that they will have to kind of like clean up their stuff because I don't think it'll directly translate all that well. But I do think that this actually could work. There was that M is for Marriage show. I think Bill Burr, wasn't he the voice actor for it?
I think that was F is for Family.
Oh, F is for Family. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So it could work, and even in that animation style as Family Guy.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have to clean up much. I mean, especially if it's on Fox.
Really? Some of the, like, because they were even talking about in the article that some of the stuff is a little bit more, like, controversial, what they said. It wouldn't fly today.
Well, that's true. Well, I guess that's true. But I mean, some of the shit that Family Guy gets away with.
Oh, yeah.
You can get away with a lot of stuff if you're a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. A lot more than what you could in live action.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a regular sitcom.
Yeah.
But that's way cool that they actually got the original cast back.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of neat to see what's his bucket, what his next project is. Oh, what is his name? From not Community. What the heck is the show? Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Troy's waiting. He knew the answer. He's just like waiting the whole time.
His name's Ed O'Neill.
There you go.
Yeah. Ed O'Neill, Katie Seagal, Christina Applegate, and David Faustino.
Booyah. Think you'll be watching the show?
No.
No?
No.
Not your cup of tea?
No.
Didn't care for the original show?
Nope.
It was kind of funny. Occasionally I'd watch some of the episode. That one shoe episode where he's working as a shoe salesman and like the whole shop's going down. Those were kind of funny episodes.
I know. I may like it better now, but I just remember watching it originally and just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But again, I was a kid, so
yeah.
Who knows? Now that I'm a 37-year-old divorced man, I might find it a lot more funny. I have to go back and watch it. So, speaking of developing series.
Yes.
Live action going to animated, now animated going to live action. Netflix is developing a live action Pokemon series. Detective Pikachu stole our hearts. Okay. Back in 2019. Let's
cool. Let's
relax on that.
Pump the brakes a little bit.
But the film isn't the only live-action Pokemon adaptation on the block for long. A live-action Pokemon series is in development at Netflix, with Lucifer's Joe Henderson writing and executive producing. Per Variety, which first reported the news, will be along the same live-action lines as Detective Pikachu. The movie followed the... Yeah, we know what the movie did. While it doesn't appear the series is actually set within the same world as the film, Netflix is apparently looking to replicate the fun energy that made Detective Pikachu such a smash success. Was it? I don't know.
Smash success?
I don't know how much it made. However, the series is in early development, so there are so many ways it could take shape before it hits the streamer. As such, there's no word exactly what the plot will entail. With such a breadth of material to tap into with the Pokemon universe, it could be anything. So there you go.
I do like the whole idea of Pokemon in real life and how it actually look.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like they should make it a little bit more grounded. Like those ones seemed very cartoonish. Like everybody was playing cartoons and it didn't seem like it was actually like in our universe. Some of them worked and they were a little bit better than others, but some of them did feel too cartoony and too fake.
Oh, no, you're talking about Detective Pikachu?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. Like, Pikachu himself seemed fairly realistic.
Yes.
But then I think they had like a Pokemon battle with Charizard. Like the thing looked plastic.
It looked kind of stupid. It didn't look like it would actually like be in this world.
Hopefully, though, if it is live action, it won't be fucking annoying like all the cartoons are.
Yeah.
And I've tried now 3.
3 times?
I tried starting 3 different cartoons.
Oh, wow, okay.
I tried Mewtwo Strikes Back. I tried Pokemon Journeys, the series. And was there another one? Just those 2. Yeah, and then the original makes 3. I can't get through any of them.
Seriously?
They're so fucking annoying.
What would you like to see from a Pokemon show?
I think they should just follow, let's have Ash in live action and let's kind of do what they did in the original series. Him turning 10, becoming a Pokemon trainer, and him going on this journey. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Encountering a lot of gyms along the way. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a story there to be told that could actually work as long as they keep it grounded. That would be my biggest gripe with it.
Or if they don't keep it grounded, at least explain the rules of this universe.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it really doesn't make any sense.
No.
Where did the Pokemon come from? How do they fit in the balls?
Well, they kind of we talked about that in one of an episode a while ago.
They shrink down.
They shrink down. Yeah.
Which is weird because no. But then there's a beam that comes out.
I thought they went into more digital form.
Yeah,
right.
Or some pocket dimension or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Almost like a genie in a magic bottle. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Something.
Exactly. Yeah. So if they explain the rules of this universe, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of explain.
I don't know if they would have to do so much. I feel like they could almost hit the ground running because we're already familiar enough with the whole franchise that it's because I always hated when you'd hear from one character be oh, so you mean that the Pokemon do this?
Mm-hmm.
Or oh, so this? I'm I already fucking know that.
Right. But I'm thinking if it is a series, you don't have to take a whole episode, but just maybe some quick backstory or something.
Yes.
Because it's going to be on streaming, maybe it'll reach a new audience that may not be super familiar with Pokemon and their whole
Who isn't
deal.
familiar with Pokemon, though, by now? It's it's covered, it spans so many generations.
That's true.
I'm the people that aren't going to be watching it are the people that don't care about it or are too old or too young. But everybody else, I would say from legit, from age 10 to 50, will know who they know about Pokemon or be familiar with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, be familiar with it. Maybe not know the
logistics.
The logistics, and that's what I want because I'm just barely getting into this whole world, and I'm starting to barely understand.
How are you liking the game now that you put some more hours into it?
Oh, it's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished with it.
Have
At
you
least
guys
the main story.
you got some Pokemon that are at level 100 yet?
Level 60.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Who's your go-to 3? Your big 3 that you always put in your lineup.
Cinderace,
Okay.
Bolthound, and oh, it's a bird. What's his name? Big metal bird. Shoot.
Oh, you're talking you're not talking like Zolteon and some of those ones, are you?
No. It's like Corviknight.
Okay.
I think
If it's not some of the original like
no, it's not the
150,
original.
then I'm kind of
No, this is like actually this Pokemon Journeys, the series is a direct companion to that game.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That'll work great.
So I thought, great, I'm familiar. Let's watch. No, fuck that. It's so annoying. Ugh. Okay.
So they're like, let's get a little calmer here.
All right.
Let's relax with some scented candles.
Bring the blood pressure down.
So they have released a new line of scented candles. In your have you ever wondered what survival horror smells like? Well, Wick and Skull has got you covered. Darkness, despair, and horror is what they're known for. The Dead by Daylight Hex Totem, they've got candles like that. They've also got other scented candles that are Call of Duty War Pacific. So this is a little bit more fruit, tropical candle, like a vacation with 150 of your friends. They have a teeny Tina. Man, this is a tongue twister. Teeny Tina, Tiny Tina Wonderland. There we go. It's more of a dark plum sugar crystal smell to it. With that one from Call of Duty, it's got the scents are strong, but it's kind of got. Man, they've got so many different candles. It's kind of crazy what they're doing. But what they're doing is it's mainly for all of these gamers that they're creating these candles from your favorite games. And you can, because smell is such a big, intricate part attached to our memories.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this will play nicely because not only, after a long gaming session of about, 8 hours straight, it's going to get some funk in the air.
Yeah.
So...
Don't know what that funk is? Go to Comic-Con.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure half the people there, they legit come from gaming, a long-ass gaming session.
Oh, yeah.
And then just go to Comic-Con right then and there. It's like, no, you need to shower first before doing that.
Yeah, please.
But I feel like this, has some potential to it. These candles, the little tins look pretty cool. And they've got some, amazing artwork around the outside of it. I'm trying to see if they have some sort of a price tag, but they do not. Each candle, Wick and Skull's candles are made of wax with a blend with a cotton wick. Each candle will last 35 hours. And
Okay.
Pretty decent candle. Are there any video games that you'd like scented candle for?
Mario Brothers.
Just to kind of know what...
I want to know what the Mushroom Kingdom smells like.
They could make a cool peach one.
I want to know what
peach scented.
I want to know what Koopa's Taint smells like. Just get right down in there. Gwyneth Paltrow makes her vagina candles. I want a Koopa Taint candle.
And you'll make an NFT of the Taint.
That's right. What does Bowser's asshole smell like? Of course, he doesn't even have one. He's like a giant monster turtle.
Growing up with my buddies, we'd all come over and we'd play video games. There's a perfume so we'd eat lots of pretzels and
Okay.
tons of pretzels. My
Sure.
mom would always buy like this big 5-pound bag of pretzels to, would snack on them as we were gaming. And we had one buddy, Walter. He would constantly like rip ass, and it would smell.
Fucking Walter.
It would smell so damn bad. So we would take this little bottle of perfume that we had. It was a random bottle that my mom never used, and we'd spray it. So whenever I smell that scent, I'm just like, it reminds me of gaming /
Get your
asshole.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like
PTSD.
yeah. So I do get that sense can be connected to video games,
Sure.
or just memories in general.
Yeah. Or it'd be good. And it's not, and this isn't a joke answer, but like get like a Legend of Zelda candle and have it be like the forest or like ocean breeze or something like that.
Yeah. More of a musty one for like Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Kind of yeah. Huh. It would be kind of fun creating like different candles because like you attach them to specific moments or specific parts of video games, So I'm totally for this. I like the idea.
Name of the episode: Koopa Taint Candle. All right. One last story here. So we know that we had Scream 5 just a few months back that brought back some familiar characters.
Yes.
Also killed off a few. Spoiler alert. But because I guess the movie did so well that they're now doing another one, a Scream 6. And this time around, Hayden Panettiere, or Pantyhair as I used to call her, will bring back Kirby, her character from, which one was she in? Scream 3, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I've seen I don't think I've seen 4, and I've yet to see 5 because I wanted to go back and watch the other ones before I went and watched it.
Yeah.
Just to get kind of familiar with the universe again. But I feel like as long as they kind of stay true, do you think they'll kind of do what they did in 3, something similar?
Remind me what 3 did.
Now I'm trying to think myself.
So he had the original Scream with Drew Barrymore that got killed in the beginning, had the 2 guys that end up being ghosts. They were both Ghostface. And then Scream 2, kind of the same thing. It was a fairly proper sequel. Sidney Prescott went off to college.
The last one in the Scream trilogy is set in Hollywood, where Stab 3, Gail Weathers, Dwight Ridley, advisors to a specific decides to kill off the cast.
That's right. That's when they were making the Stab movie and cast members started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They could do something similar where it's like set in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they're killing off somebody like another movie. Or they could do it really meta and have them create like a Scream movie based off the killer, and then the killer actually comes to the set.
What they could do if they really want to go meta, because they did the Stab movies, right?
Right.
They're doing a reboot of Stab.
Yeah. Oh.
See?
Yeah. So they're doing a reboot of Stab, and then the killer comes on set to yeah. And she's the only one that's like really familiar with the killer in the third one.
Right. Let's see. Kirby, who was confirmed to be alive through a clever Easter egg, will also return, according to the Hollywood Reporter. This is a big deal for Scream fans who spent over 10 years speculating that Hayden Pantyhaire's horror-obsessed character survived and came back. Kirby might aid the youth as another round of killings arise. Perhaps she lives near where they relocate to, or the crew draws her from wherever she's at for help. Honestly, it'd be cool to catch up with her and see what her life has been. Like. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
I'm totally for it. That's fine.
I love the Scream movies.
Right. I like that they're kind of bringing them back and continuing the franchise, but still paying homage to the originals.
I think it's probably my favorite slasher franchise.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is saying something because you love you some Halloween.
I love Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halloween's probably in a very close second place, but I don't know. There's just something about the the stab, the Scream movies.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm getting them all confused.
Yeah.
Because that was like our generation's Halloween.
It was
know?
true. Yeah.
So I feel
more in the 90s. You feel a little bit more attached. Same with like
more of a
Final
connection.
Destination, right?
Yeah.
Those were kind of like around the same time, and the Saw franchise.
Mhm.
Those are the ones. But yeah, Scream by far one of the better ones of the bunch. I got into some of those, but other ones, it's just like I saw one or two. I never really got into, and I wish I would have, like more into the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Freddy Krueger. I know they're not like that great, but I still think it would be kind of fun.
The first one's great.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch any of them, watch the first one.
I think it's on one of the streaming services
now.
now.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna find it. The sequels get progressively worse as they go along.
Really?
Yeah. They're pretty bad.
Okay, so I saw the first one. I remember seeing the first one, and then but that was like years and years ago. And then I remember seeing the Freddy versus Jason one.
Right.
Oh, that was awful. That pinball scene.
That was bad.
That was kind of a joke. Are there any other like franchises that you'd like to see rebooted?
No.
They tried with that Spiral one with the Saw.
Yeah.
That didn't do so well.
Yeah, that's the thing. They keep trying, but like they tried to reboot, speaking of which, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. They tried to reboot Halloween with Rob Zombie as director. And they got 2 movies out of that. They were okay.
They're going to get the third one too. It's going to have one more.
Well, of his movies or of these Halloween. The ones that just got rebooted?
The rebooted ones, yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, because there were other ones.
Right.
That...
which the second one was kind of trash.
That
I liked the first one. I thought it was fine. But it should have been a one and done kind of a thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Bring on the Scream.
Bring on the Scream. All right, let's get to Revs and Rexa.
This is like I'm detecting like a slight theme to the episode.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, with more of the drawn out. I'm Troy. Revs. Rex.
I try to say different every time, and sometimes
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I just make it up on the spot.
Fair enough. So I did get a chance. This is more of a recommendation because this came out in 2010. And finally, I have a lot of coworkers that are huge into anime, and they're always constantly talking about it. And if you don't like watch anime, then you're kind of out of the loop, which kind of is like it's whatever. And
they're like the vegans of the nerd world. They're always talking about it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, constantly. You're like, you like anime? And
yeah. Have you seen Hoto Shoto Miyumoto? What? No.
Yeah,
what is that?
If you're not watching that, subbed, or dubbed, then there's a big controversial thing.
Yep, sub or dub. I don't give a fuck. How about that? I don't give a shit.
I'm more of a dom than a sub.
yeah, right.
I did go back and rewatch this. It's only 12 episodes. It's called High School of the Dead. It is a little fan servicey where there's some boobies in there, and they'll like occasionally like show more of a girl's ass when you're like she's fighting a zombie, and like let's focus back up on the zombie in the fight. Yeah. But
her eyes are up there.
Yeah. So what happens is this zombie, there's this private school that these kids are in, and the zombie comes to the door, and one of the teachers grabs the zombie and is like, hey, what the hell are you doing here? The zombie bites him, and that starts the breakout inside the school, but it's actually taking place all over Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no place that's really like super safe. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. For sure.
All right.
So
Okay.
you got to know what you're getting into.
Sure.
But at the same time, I do feel like there's a really like decent story because you've got some characters that you really start to care about, and then they had like potential with this evil dude, but then he died like in the stupidest way possible. It was like really kind of lame and anticlimactic. But there is a story worth watching in there if you can get past some of the anime boobies and the campy moments.
Mm.
Out of 5 zombies, I'm gonna give this one because there is something there. I'm giving it a 2.
Okay.
It's worth a watch. It's only 12 episodes. The animation is actually really decent as far as animation goes with anime. It's not. It's almost like on par with like Sword Art Online or Yu-Gi-Oh, that kind of an animation style.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's too cartoony, but yeah. The other show that I did get a chance to watch that just came out, it's on Disney Plus. And if you're a fan of, that's the other thing that my coworkers are all about is rock climbing. So I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot.
I would have nothing in common with your coworkers.
No, yeah. It's called Explore the Last Tepui.
Tepui.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So this takes place in the Amazon jungle. Elite climber Alex Holland teams up with National Geographic and to bring this biologist Bruce Means to the top of this massive island in the sky, the last Tepui. So it's crazy. These rocks just jet out of the jungle, and they're like there's clouds, thick clouds around them, and they look pretty impressive, but it's a thick-ass jungle to get through. And this biologist, that was my issue with it because, okay, I'd seen Alex before. He was in the movie Free Solo, which came out in 2018,
Yeah.
which I thought he died or something because I hadn't heard from him in a couple of years. And they say the life expectancy on these guys that do these free solo climbs is maybe 30 years max.
Sure.
I went back and watched Free Solo, and he's a complete dick to his girlfriend that he has. Like, legit, he's climbing, she's belaying for him. He falls, kind of like hurts his back, and he's like, I was ready to break up with her. Like, I don't need this. Like, then I get injured with my foot or something, and I wanted to break up with her again because I'm like, I've been climbing for 7 years straight, no problems, and now all of a sudden I get like a girlfriend, and yeah, I'm like, damn, he's a guy. I forgot how much of a dick he was in Free Solo. Visually, it's really impressive, and it's kind of cool, and the movie's worth a watch. Especially if you can watch it. Like I watched it on the airplane flying over somewhere originally, but now I've like gone back and rewatched it. Visually, it's really impressive. But with the last Tepui, there's this biologist that he's discovered quite a few new species, and this is how they're trying to keep the Amazon jungle alive without getting like ripped down and torn to shreds. But he's this old ass dude that's like 80 years old that they're trying to get through the jungle. I'm like, why don't they just take a helicopter and fly his ass up to the top of this this little mesa or whatever?
Because then you wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah, so they spent half the movie, because the movie's only about an hour long, but they spent half the movie trying to get him there, but then he ends up just staying at one of the base camps, and he's like, oh, I wish I could have been up there. But it's kind of crazy, because he goes out there, and while he's just sitting at this base camp, he discovers a couple of new, like, frogs that have never been, like, seen. So he's just like, hey, he classifies them. The only thing I didn't like that I thought was kind of weird is they were taking all these creatures. There was all these people from the Amazon that were running around trying to find different creatures to bring to him, to show him, kind of a deal. It's like show and tell, this great white king is here to like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed kind of weird, but they'd bring them to him and he'd look at them and then he'd be like, oh, cool. And then throw them in a Ziploc baggie. I'm like, damn, aren't these like endangered or something? Like, I don't know.
Gotta keep them fresh.
It seals in the flavor, but as far as these Tepui things go, once the rest of the team gets there, they have to climb up all the way, like halfway to the top, and as they're walking along this ledge, they're looking in everywhere to try to find, so that it's not a complete bust. They're looking for, what they wanted to do is to see if there's any new creatures, because this place has never been explored. These towers,
Mhm.
right? So they believe that there's new creatures, and he's like, yeah, there's got to be like new ones, but I'm pretty sure that it probably just like the clouds just pick up these little frogs because all they ended up finding was tadpoles up at the top.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the rain just drops down these tadpoles, and then they're like, that's where they're being like born.
Right.
But then they'd have to adapt to that kind of climate, so I guess they could be a completely different species. But they brought those back. They ended up bringing them back to them. It's pretty impressive. Alex, the dude is fucking insane with how like good of a climber he is. There's this part where it's called a roof, where if you're climbing up a place and then all of a sudden it jets out and goes back out direction, then back up. That's kind of a roof. He's just like, oh yeah, I'll do the lead climbing. That's fine. So he climbs up to it, and then he's just like, I could probably do that. And they're like, well, we can take a day or something and kind of like look around and see what's the best way to climb this because it's never been done before. No, he just like that afternoon just like ends up like climbing it, setting in all these poles, climbs it to the top. And yeah, he's like a sloth, just like on this rock, like reaching around. And at one point, he's out there and he's about like 1,200 feet up off the ground. He just grabs onto the rock. He's kind of like looking around, just holding it one-handed, and then just like, okay, here's a good spot, and then just starts climbing again. I'm like, damn, all right. Like the guy's like pretty fearless. And if he were to have dropped from there, he would not only fall because like where he placed the last like whatever it is, like stake in the side of the rock, it was about 20 feet from there, and then he'd fall additional 20 feet, so it was like 40 feet drop. Like he'd swing into the side of the mountain and probably like bust something or break, and they're out in the middle of this Amazon, so if they do get injured, yeah, you're pretty much SOL.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Visually, it's worth a watch. The story, it's decent. I think I am at a 2.5 with this one.
Okay.
Explore The Last Tepui. It's available on Disney Plus, and yeah, check it out if you're needing some. It just came out this year.
All right. Yeah, I don't have any reviews or recommendations this week.
It's kind of like the calm before the storm because we are getting a couple like movies coming out like really soon.
We're getting into the summer.
Yes,
we're getting into the summer movie
which is
season,
then where you get like the blockbusters.
So we'll have a lot to talk about.
Are there any that you're going to probably go see this afternoon?
This afternoon, no.
No?
No.
You did go back and get a chance to watch Doctor Strange, though.
I did.
So you watched it your first time, and there was a lot of people like clapping and cheering, or maybe you just had a bad crowd with you.
I did.
Did you find anything like new Easter eggs, or did you see anything that you liked better, or is your review of it changing at all? Are you adding a half a star?
What did I give it? I think I gave it 3.5.
Right. Really good, worth a watch, but it's not in your top 10.
Yeah. I'll leave the rating where it is.
Okay.
But I will say I did enjoy it a lot better the second time. Because I think I was in a different headspace. And there was a different crowd. Oh my God. There were these really annoying kids, though.
Really?
Yeah, that were wearing, it wasn't what they were saying. They were wearing flip-flops. And they kept going up and down the stairs.
Flop,
like,
flop, flop, flop.
Getting like, their drinks refilled and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Shut. And there was like 6 of them because, it's North Ogden.
Yeah.
That's where I was. So, I'm sure they were all one family.
The only new one that like has dropped is Firestarter. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything new.
Didn't Maverick come out? Or
not quite yet.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see Maverick.
I don't know if I will either. It comes out May 25th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was just talking to my mom this earlier and saying I can't separate Tom Cruise the actor from Tom Cruise the guy.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem. Like, he's such a dick.
He honestly is, yeah.
And it's hard to separate the two. Yeah, which sucks because I really liked him in the past.
Saying, I'll still watch any of his Mission Impossible movies. I do like that he does his own stunts, and he is flying that jet. Like that's legit him doing it.
Yeah, he has a lot of control of his films, but that's part of the problem. It's part of the reason he's such a dick all the time.
Yeah. They're like, no, I want it like this way. I'm like, all right.
He's yelling at motherfuckers and okay. Tom Cruise lives in a whole other world than the rest of us.
He does.
He really does.
Well, he's a Scientologist,
That's
you know,
true.
so
Well,
he's not on
so's
this.
John Travolta, but you don't see him acting crazy.
Sometimes.
Travolta? No.
Yeah, he went off the deep end a little bit.
When?
Not
What did he do?
as Mel Gibson-y as the others, but
What do you do?
there was a lot of like controversial stuff about like scandals as far as other people that he was like sleeping around with, and
No, he is trying to cover up the fact that he's gay.
yeah,
That's kind of an open secret in Hollywood.
right, that everybody knows, but then he's like trying to like cover it up.
And he did try to cover up the fact that he was bald for decades.
Oh yeah. I think that he could definitely make a resurgence, though. He could do something.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I actually even liked him in that one. What was the one where he played the woman?
Hairspray?
Hairspray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have a Travolta Sans.
Yeah.
But until then, I guess we'll wrap it up for now. If you want to listen to all of our episodes and all of our DLCs, you can head to patreon.com/WorldWarG. If you just want to listen to our episodes proper, you can head to podbean.com/WorldWarG. No, that's not right. It's worldwarg.podbean.com.
Yes.
Sorry. If you want to find us on social media, you can head to facebook.com/WorldWarG podcast. If you want to buy our merchandise, you can head to myspreadshop.com/WorldWarG, or just put World War G in the search line and hit the shopping tab, and you'll find us. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwargpod@gmail.com. So this has been World War G. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends.